No, I've been
Hang on,
using.
hang on, hang on.
Yeah, okay.
Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for February the 3rd, 2025, where Chris is not S-talking any people who do streaming. Guys, it's a game where everybody gets to play it their way. If you
Right.
want a DPS and have series about DPS ships and how cool they are, cool, do it, go for it. And if Chris likes a ship because it's pretty, and everybody else likes a ship because it's pretty or because it's got DPS or because it's got forks or whatever, let them do it. But you're welcome to have your own show. Oh, okay, Pi, this is what's going on. Chris got the Ethereum ship, which Casual SAB and I think Stu both were like, don't get it. And most people wound up not getting it. And Chris
Yeah,
went
it's
ahead and,
literally not in the game. Like,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it in a TFO or anything like it.
Yeah, so Chris got it because it looked cool, and it turns out it's a pretty dang good tank, too, right?
Yeah, with Tazzy would actually worked out a pretty decent build and it even does decent damage in like advanced and elite. It holds its own. So I'm like, yeah, probably not a record breaker, but it still can do its thing.
Yeah. DPS builds are a fine aspect of the game, and if that's what you like, go for it. And if you want to play the game for your reasons, go for it.
Yeah,
But please don't talk garbage about each other.
yeah, I never did, but
I know you
apparently some
didn't.
people
At
just.
least you didn't when you were on my show. Everything you've ever said and off the show when we've just been chatting.
That's the same thing I told you. That's literally the only comment I was about them. It's just the space whales just don't like this ship because it doesn't do DPS, and that's the only thing I did say.
Mm.
If someone think they're offended by being called DPS whales, then I don't know what else they are because that's really what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even shying about this. They focus on DPS, and that's fine. I learned a lot of stuff. No, it was an old stream actually. One of the players got very salty that I said that Sab and
Good morning, Zimmer. Good morning, Mar Hockman, who says Stowe DPSers have always had questionable motives. I don't know if they're questionable. It's
I don't
just
know about their motives. I
they,
think they just found their niche in playing the
yeah,
game, and they're just
absolutely.
exploring it to what they can milk out of it, and that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Zimmer. And by the way, hi, Pi. Yeah,
Yeah, Joshua, I haven't seen you in a while.
no, because Joshua's out being a DPSer. I'm just teasing you, Joshua.
What about
But
Tazzy thing?
Tassie's here.
Vaporized thinking by sneezing at it.
Yeah, Pi says, or else I don't condone people trash talking each other within our fleet or Discord. If it sounds like I'm
No,
trash
no,
talking anybody, I am not. I'm saying
no,
you
no.
you do you. That's totally
Yeah,
cool, but don't trash talk anybody else.
yeah, and don't diminish anyone else's way of playing the game because everyone has the right to play the game the way they like and the way they enjoy it. If they like getting into elite matches or TFOs where they have survivability, don't have the firepower, and what's wrong about that, right? If you go pugs, you have to blame yourself by going into pugs and then complain about it.
Yeah, it's the game should be fun.
By the way, Mom, you did your dogs dog chow or did you cook for them?
Yes, and also yes.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm cooking something that's dog compatible, they will get a little of it. Sometimes I cook specifically for them, especially when they've been sick. But generally, they get a, I won't call it a processed puppy loaf that is kind of nutrient dense. And it's easier on Loki's teeth because she's lost so many teeth because
Yeah.
her previous owner didn't do a good job on the food thing. So, but the vet said she has to have some crunchies to help clean her teeth. So they have a blend of some crunchies. Fifi likes crunchies, the little one doesn't, and some soft food, which they both adore like crazy. But if I'm making like chicken, they're going to get some chicken. If I'm making something with rice, they're going to get rice. And if I'm making beef stew, as long as it doesn't have a lot of onions in it, they're going to get that. But yesterday when I was making Deca tea loaf, yes, the one from the game, they don't get it because it has raisins in it. And raisins be very bad for doggers.
Oh no, no, raisins are very bad. Grapes and raisins in general,
Yep,
no go. Yeah.
absolutely. Which is why when Errol took the bowl of raisins off the table at Christmas dinner, because we were having glug, which needs fresh raisins in it, took them outside
Uh-oh.
and devoured the entire container of them, we were spending Christmas evening calling emergency vets who basically said, well, it's either done or it's not done, and bring your dog in if you can, and just watch him carefully, and then this
Yeah.
is what you do. And Errol's like, yep, that was fine. Can I have some more? Never
The,
affected him in the least. Go figure.
wow, lucky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very lucky.
Yeah. Oh, for all I know, he took him outside and threw him out in the yard, so we just couldn't have them. But I wasn't going to go out and like 5 below 0 and try and figure out what he did with all of them. All I know is the empty bowl came back in. Yes, Pi says if
Curious.
anybody bad talks each other or anything else in the game, either he or I will go after you. So there's the rules for us. So
Yeah,
on
I
that
get
same flavor, I got a review on the Star Trek 31 Section 31 review that I did, and somebody left a comment about it being rambling and too long, and I'm thinking, one, this guy clearly didn't pay attention to it. But if that was a legitimate critique, that's fine. It just sounds like somebody did a review on the book that said, well, they say this is going to be how you win the game and Star Trek and all that, and I'm thinking, we didn't address that topic at all in 2 books. All we told you about was the interface.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people just don't focus on really what they watch, and then they post a really weird comment, and you're wondering, what did we both watch?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be referring to what I just posted. You just have to live with that, I guess.
So Pi
But,
says we can discuss, but no trash talk, and respect each other's choices and opinions. And on a related note, we went to see Baby Metal a couple months ago, and as you're walking into the place that they're having the concert, which is more of a, it's not like a formal concert hall. There's no seats. It's standing room only. Big signs all over. No hate speech, no trash talking, none of this, that, or the other. The first group goes on and just screams about how evil men are for 45 minutes. I'm thinking,
Oh,
what the heck? And by the way, they weren't very good either. And I'm thinking, boy, somebody missed the message here.
Yeah.
So, no, 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 we don't do that here. And I know you guys don't, so we won't. Good morning,
Now I'm
Taz.
wondering about
good
the
morning.
food. Hi, Tails. I'm wondering about the food because I'm wondering if I shouldn't
I
start.
came like 5 minutes ago. Haven't you noticed?
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah, we
noticed
did
you, but we were
notice.
busy chatting. We completely ignore you, Taz. We're just talking right over you. I saw you from the camera.
No, it's not like that.
Chris, what were you just saying? Or I think it was
I
you.
was asking because I'm seriously considering starting like making food for him rather than just buy the ready food. Which
Yeah, check online recipes from people who know what they're doing, because a lot of times if you just do human food, you miss some essential
no. I
nutrients.
would never go for like human food, like cook it like for a human. I know there are certain things that are completely forbidden. I just never cooked for him. I don't know how he'll react to that. I don't know
Usually
whether
they
he'll
love
be
it.
interested. Well, the thing is that he accepted the rice after 2 days, and I don't think he would have minded if I added him that this morning.
Oh yeah, no, it's been 2 days. If he hasn't had any issues since then, you should be good. I have no idea what the 15K channel points option is right now, Joshua. Tell me what it is.
What? What K channel? What?
I think he wants to buy something with his points, but I don't have a clue anymore what's available as prizes here. Just because I wrote it. I wrote it like 2 years ago. And
Well, you can always make Mom clean her pockets, or.
hey, actually this tune is pretty good. There's not a lot of junk there. Well, there's some junk, but not a lot.
Aw.
Mom, clean my pockets. Fine. We'll do the easy one here.
Clean your pockets and then clean your entire mailbox and then.
My mailbox is
do
good.
the
I had to
thing.
clean it out because I was moaning and groaning at somebody else, and I wasn't about to say, clean out your email. Only to find out
Meanwhile,
that...
your email is stuck.
Yeah, exactly. Mea culpa. Is there anything else that needs to go? Okay, we're going to send that off. We'll take that. We'll search you guys out. We'll take you out.
I had the weirdest science fiction dream this last night, and I still remember it. It was kind of like I think my brain couldn't accept how bad Section 31 was. And it
Yeah, our
started
brains try to
rewriting this
protect us
story.
sometimes. Good
started
morning,
like
Cliff.
I relived a version of Section 31 about Georgia, but it had a completely different story.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's so weird that my brain sometimes does that.
Yeah, our brains work at a really interesting level most of the time. Oh, I don't need that for anybody. Okay, fine, fine. That's as clean as it's going to get until I get to a station and clean out stuff and put stuff in the bank. Who joined us? Mar Hockman joined us. I have AP damage in space. Actually, let's see if I have AP on this ship. That would probably be something handy to have if I'm going to go pretend that I'm going to play that. Oh, goody, I have 1. Oh, well, it's only 50,000. I'll get there.
I
Is this
have
anti-proton?
kinetic damage space, Sanketi ships, and disruptor damage space.
Okay, Zenkethi ships any place?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. What
And
about
the
you, Chris?
unlucky one. I got the Zenkethi, but in battle zone.
Yeah.
And I've got 30 Terran ships.
Well, how about if we do Zenkethi front for Taz and we do like Jupiter Eratus for the Terran ships, or Counterpoint if you want to.
I'm fine with Erratus. I think it's like my favorite. I think it dethroned Counterpoint easily.
Yeah, I like Jupiter Eratus. More pew pew.
It has Janeway too.
It has Janeway.
I think someone posted a clip in one of the social medias I'm following. I think it was on Blue Sky with a fragment of Janeway first meeting Kim and Paris in her ready room.
Oh,
And I was like, you remember that scene where like, yes sir. It was like, unlike, despite Starfleet protocol, I don't like being addressed as sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. Ma'am is good at the crunch time. I'll tell you when it's crunch time, Mr. Kim. And I was like, this is the moment when he posted himself as an ensign forever. It's just like twice misaddressing her, and such a short time span. Was like,
Me, as someone who was actually in the military, that scene just felt like the person who wrote it didn't know what they were doing.
oh yeah. No. Voyager
what they
has a lot
wanted
of
to
I don't know
do
what I'm
is
writing.
I think they wanted to give her some sort of differentiate. Like she really wanted to like show that she likes to be addressed as captain, which doesn't assume her sex by
Well,
calling her sir. I guess it kind of evolved from military, like being
Well,
forcefully
Hockman?
being forced to say
Um,
sir.
Mayor Hockman can answer this. In martial arts, even if you're a woman, you can be addressed as sir, and it's not disrespectful. Is it the same in the military, sir, for anybody who qualifies? I don't know what the determination is.
Yeah, I mean I get that, but
No,
you know,
but I
since
want Mark
Starfleet,
Hoffman
I don't think they're exactly military, so I guess it would be fine.
But I wanted to know in terms of military.
Starfleet protocol is based on the U.S. Navy. Okay,
Mhm.
it's people like, oh, we're non-military. That's not anything that actually got said in this show. They did not call Starfleet non-military in the show, ever. So, honestly, assuming they do things the same way that the U.S. Navy does, is generally the simplest and probably most correct option. As the writers didn't bother writing a series Bible about all of that stuff. They just didn't feel the need to.
Wasn't Roddenberry in the
I
Navy?
think that's convenient. I think they didn't write a Bible about it because they wanted to be able to shift and bend the rules.
Oh, no, I think they didn't write a Bible about it because I don't think they thought the series was going to last that long.
Oh no, I'm sure.
And then all of a sudden, here we are into season 3, and they're like, yeah, we should. Nope, got canceled. But as I was saying, wasn't Roddenberry in the Navy, U.S. Navy?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but no one bothered to write a Bible about that later on, so.
Well, see, here's the thing. They did write reference books about various things. It's just they didn't go with certain specific topics that they just left out, and one of those was the whole like military protocol thing.
No. That's fine. I get that.
Yeah, so apparently the first actual written Bible for it was Next Gen. It was the first time they got around to doing one. It does make it easier to be consistent if you've got something that makes you consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And good morning, Musin. We heard the intro. Welcome aboard.
Good morning.
Well, I think when you're inventing a world, establishing a universe of sorts, any kind of universe, fantasy, science fiction, whatever, I guess it should be only fair to like set certain rules, like
Yeah,
within the universe that you don't constantly twist and turn. Because
Oh, yeah.
if you constantly ignore them later on, it's just gonna diminish like the entire worth time you took it in creating it in the first place. I guess it just undermines all your work.
It
Well,
does make it
see-
easier to read if it's consistent.
Yeah,
The other
this is-
thing that you need to remember here is that you need to actually write a series guide about stuff that's actually going to get used in the series. And they apparently did have some sort of a behind the scenes guide about don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. And what's the best way to put it? Most of that didn't get made public.
I totally believe that.
Could we do the event?
Yes, we can do the event.
Oh, Sompek? I'm down for a Sompek.
Are we doing a Well, we got Chris with us, which tends to make us be Kobayashi Maru more than Sompek.
That's unfortunate for him. Oh well.
Thanks, I guess.
Let's see. Let us do what we're going to do first, but I want to do one thing really quick here and throw some of this stuff out in the trash.
I mean, you can go do Sompek and I'll go to the Zinkethi Battle Zone and do the Zinkethi ships.
But we could go to Zinkethi's Adventure Zone and do that stuff.
But we were supposed to do Zinkethi Front was the...
We are going to do Zinkethi Front first, but I'm going to clean out my inventory because I'm in charge here. It'll only take a sec anyway. I guess I'm not going to dump out that much stuff.
Oh god. What an awful day at work. Our system is failing to work.
Oh my god.
One that we've been working with. And I can't even get it to refresh.
Pi says you could do Procyon 5. This is true. We could do it. I could also
I
pluck
would
out my
love to.
eyeballs with a spoon. But we're not doing either one of those. So we're going to do Zinkethi Front to start. Then we will come back and do an arena of Sompek.
Wow.
Timeline's changing. We're doing Procyon 5 instead.
Nope. Nope. Zinkethi Front is queued up. Let's see if this goes.
Augie had some of the
actually
best
left,
jokes
so-
about Procyon 5.
I've actually
Oh,
popped
hold
out,
on.
so you might re-invite me, Mom.
Fine, yeah, I just saw that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Thought you're gonna go for Sompek.
No, I will go for Sompek because, everybody's here. Oh, great. Fine, let's try that again then.
For
In
what?
fact, you don't remember, but I think last week I went for Sompek with you, and I didn't have an issue with that.
Oh, do you want Weeboo?
We were.
Pi says, I demand gravity kills. Yeah, but I had already queued this up, Pi. So Pi is going to join us, and we're going to do gravity kills before the day is out.
I like gravity kills.
I saw you
I don't
redeem
know.
Pi. I saw it. Did we change the rule to if you do TFO domination, you have to? Aha. Yeah. So we're gonna do them, but I will put gravity kills in because I honor those things, even if I hate you for doing them.
I got such a cute doggo.
I have a cute doggo too. She's not up here. I don't know where she is.
Mine's
My
up
cute
there.
dog is on the bed right next to me, sleeping and snoring.
Yeah, mine's sort of being lazy next to me as well.
Oh, I
It's
know. I
not the
could,
best state for the doggo to be lazy next to you.
Pi, the only reason I was teasing about changing it is because somebody, who shall remain nameless because he's not in chat at the moment, decided that we should do gravity kills in Procyon 5 because he wasn't in the game at that moment.
Lol. But
I like Procyon 5 and both and gravity kills. I don't know what to hate about them. Every TFO can be a pain if you're running against bugs who don't know what to do, and that even comes for ISA.
Oh yeah.
I
There
got
is,
into
Oh.
guillotine over the weekend. That was absolutely atrocious. It took me 40 minutes to
Oh,
finish because
we
people
had a-
kept ignoring the
Oh.
spheres that are destroying the stitching anchors. They just popped the stitching anchors and then moved over. And I'm like, wait, you gotta defend them. And I kept like flying around trying to salvage the situation, but everywhere I went, the other side was just failing again. I'm like, ugh.
Also, with that one thing that's important to remember is that the enemy ships don't spawn near the stitching anchors. You can waylay them.
if someone gets camped out near the base.
yeah. So I don't know if people know this, but I never go for a stitching anchor. I always fly around in circles, cleaning up all the spawns.
Which is all well and good. Joshua does the same thing.
Yeah, with my DPS though, that's what I should be doing, while others defend and stay
not
near the
complaining.
stitching anchors.
I don't sit at a stitching anchor. I usually sit in the middle point between the stitching anchor and the point where the probes are flying out of.
Yeah,
so
I
I
try
get
and stay
them
in
before
that
they even
lane.
get close.
Yeah, hey, if I had a amazing grav well on me, that's what I'd be doing.
I've got amazing torps on me usually. The Maelstrom torpedo spread usually takes them out in one salvo.
Yeah, but that takes so long to cool down. Now, if you got a good, strong control build, gravity well, you sit in the middle and just suck everything in.
Yeah, I don't like all this face visual spam.
Well, I got my
All it
AP
has to be
damage.
is the grav well, nothing else. All the rest is just, fluff. You can just have a grav well and just torp everything that gets stuck in it.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, a strong
multiple
grab
ways.
well is a major aspect of the traditional approach of crushing enemies with their own warp core breaches.
Yeah, but a lot of people now, when they use Gravwell, they also use the Plasma Storm and all the other, big effects. But all
Oh
you
yeah,
need is that single Gravwell to be strong enough to pull everything in, and you can finish it off with beams or torps.
yeah.
Or
That was like the traditional combo thing I always did. It was throw down a grab well, fire a torpedo spread into it, because you have to kill it at least one thing before you can set off a chain warp core breach.
Okay, but Gravwell would beam overload and distributed targeting.
Never tried that one, but
That
What's
was
distributed
my
targeting?
go-to. It basically turns your beam overload into a sort of AOE effect on impact.
Is that a trait or was that what is
It's
that?
it's a training manual. You can teach it to your bridge officers.
Which ones?
Distributed targeting. It's a tactical one from Lockbox.
Never heard of that one actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's not
it's-
new. It's old.
It's not new. It's actually really good. It can chain your damage from your beam overload to actually make you do some damage to everything around it. So if you combine that with a Gravwell, I do think that the new Green ship actually has the capability of bringing the strongest Gravwell and a beam overload 3. So that would be a really good ship to put that on.
well, one of the most lull-worthy builds I've ever done is doing the jellyfish as a beam overload ship that doesn't actually transform.
That makes
Why?
sense.
Because it's a reference to the old TV series B.
Oh god.
Ooh.
It goes back a ways.
Oh,
Is there anything
But-
left of this poor station back here? Looks like everything's
Your
dead
LP?
already. Thanks, guys. Everything's dead.
So,
Oh,
most
that's
times,
last station.
most times when you combine Gravwell and Beam Overload, you have to choose Gravwell 2 and Beam Overload 3, or Beam Overload 2 and Gravwell 3. Except the new green ship has 2 commander seatings, so you can bring both at level 3.
Yeah, that's the thing about that one that's just, weird, is that it's the first ship in the game that they've done with 2 commanders. And one of which is a full spec commander, the other one's a generic universal.
Hang on a sec. One. Hi, Id. Welcome aboard. Hope you're feeling better. And Taz, what did you just say?
There is other dual commander spec ships.
Yeah, wasn't the La Serena as well?
Another ship I have in a box.
The ship that looks like an elephant.
Oh, you mean a
That's
toothy? Yeah.
Yeah, that one is dual commander.
Yep.
Mar Hawkman, I'm
Yeah,
going
it
to
is.
invite you if you want to do Arena, and then we're going to go do Jupiter Eratus. And, excuse me, after we do Sompek, we're going to do, what one are we doing, Pi? Gravity Kills. We'll do Gravity Kills.
Technically, the Courage could be 2 commanders, but you have to transform it in between to switch from having the 1 commander on one seating to having it on the other.
Does anyone else need Sompek?
I could use some puck.
Okay, let me grab you. How are you feeling?
Somewhat okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad.
the coughing is annoying as all heck.
Been there, yeah. Okay, Sompek is queued. Weeboo?
Sure. Okay.
You wanted a Sompek? You're getting a Sompek. Dang it. Good morning, 47 Alpha Tango. How are you doing, dear? So I got a message from our mutual friend down in Texas who pointed out that there's going to be a Star Trek Southwest convention in April in McAllen.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, okay, I've been
wonder-
promising him a trip down there. That may be a trip down there. It's only 2 days, so that's painless for me. That is an id you heard, 47 Alpha Tango.
You like the doggo, Id?
Pardon?
Well, I'm assuming Id saw my dog.
Ah, good morning, Phil.
Hello, puppers.
Yeah, my puppers are downstairs. Neither one came up this time. Oh, no, that's not true. Loki's in the hallway.
I put mine on webcam.
Oh. We have 29
He's
seconds according
such
to
a
that.
sweet doggo.
He's your voo-voo. He's your cutie boy.
Where's the pick?
You can click on him in
Oh
Discord.
my goodness! He's just chilling on the bed.
Oh, so cute.
Well, couch, actually.
So cute.
The red blanket is all hers.
Oh.
My house is all my dogs.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I've got a
everything
brown
that-
couch, though, at the moment, because we've been out in the woods a lot, and the dogs are just mud city. But it's not my couch. It's going to go back to the person who owns it next year, so... Will they notice the brown mud on it? Who knows. I'll get it cleaned. And not care.
Don't mind me getting to my perch.
So I was doing this yesterday to get the ship and then get the dilithium. So in other words, did 11 times yesterday and discovered that people are beginning to realize that if you resurrect the people who are fallen, like, the game goes a lot faster because you don't lose them for 15 seconds.
Right?
Doctor, right?
It was really nice, and Everyone was doing it. Made it much more fun. Good morning, Phil. Okay, so Gravity Kills is coming up next for anybody who's going to join us, since that was a TFO domination per pie.
Oh, this is fun. Got a Lachi and Sompek.
Oh, yeah. Lachi and Tholians.
I wonder how far we can take this if we get everybody except for like one person perched up here.
There's a couple
Try
places
to
you
keep
miss
being
them.
targeted up there.
And during the lightning round, you become the target, so...
Yeah.
So anybody who's really close to the 2 ramps are hard to get. Or if they go underneath, which they do sometimes. Though interestingly, I found out my rifles will fire straight through solid objects in the game.
What? What rifles are those?
Any of them. It's like they don't really see the object. It won't go through the sidewalls, but it definitely goes through the ramps and it goes through the platforms. An X-spawn mother.
Now I'm covered in the blue goo. Oh no.
So, a Sompek for 1,701 rounds?
Oh god.
It's been done.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years though.
On the event?
No, it doesn't happen
No.
on the event.
No,
The
no,
event's
it's
only
It's limited,
7.
right?
Yeah, the event is 7 and then it stops. Whether you like it or not.
Oh, I know
Alright.
it's unfortunate.
Alright, give me one
Although to be
second.
honest, the whole like event Sompek thing was like the first one of these that where they decided to make it special like that because of the fact that Sompek can last a really long time.
Yes,
and
it can.
For a quick daily, yeah, capping it at 7 is probably for the
Yeah,
best.
but wasn't it that Sompek and Kobayashi were not in the game until they decided to do the easy event version and then make the regular versions permanent?
Well, okay, see,
'Cause
Kobe.
that was several years ago already.
Trumpek's original version, I think it did actually have a event version, but it was a lot longer than
Yeah.
7 rounds.
Yeah, same with the Kobayashi Maru, but at some point they decided to make the easier versions that just end, and then after that event, they put the full versions in as a permanent thing we can do.
Anyway, though, with Sumpec, it had the odd effect of resulting in people spamming in chats like, "Hey, just do the minimum and die so that we don't have to be stuck here all day," or something like that. And it's just one of those things like, okay, so yeah.
47 Alpha Tango says, that sounds vaguely right, Musin. I know Kobayashi evolved from a retired TFO called No Win Scenario, and I think you're right, because I remember the first time I played Sompek, it
'Cause
went on forever, but it was an event.
Yeah, it
'cause
was.
'Cause
I
otherwise I wouldn't have been
remember
playing it.
because I wanted the title Kirk's protege
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
You need to get an accolade in Kobayashi Maru, but
Right.
Kobayashi Maru was not available. Then came the event that actually rewarded us with the Kobayashi Maru. And after that, they kept the full versions as TFOs. And made the special event versions for that release of the Kobayashi summon.
I'm going to queue up Gravity Kills, so if you don't want to join us, go ahead and leave the team. If you're game for playing Gravity Kills, stick around.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just swapped ships because I need something faster.
This is also around the time that they decided not to put new things in the Phoenix prize pack anymore. Or that
Okay.
Kobayashi would have gone right there.
Is everybody ready?
Yep.
They're-
When did you say the
Hello.
convention
Weeble?
was?
Hang on, I'll pull it up here. Weeble?
We were.
Give me a sec here. As soon as I can get to my screen, I will. I want to say it's like April 24th, 25th.
Okay, so 25th through the 27th.
So, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's South Texas Comic Con.
Yep,
It's,
that sounds right too.
my friend Ramsey runs it.
Oh, sweet. And of course, I don't know where I put that message from Clark, but. Oh, Cliff is in. Sorry, Cliff, I'll grab you on the next one. Spaghetti.
Oh, no.
Spaghetti. Spaghetti. How do we only get 4?
I dropped.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I put it into. It should
We're
give
not
us a
doing
bit.
it private, are we?
No,
Because if we, you could still try to invite Phil.
I just tried. It won't let me invite Cliff.
Darn it.
This looks like it already started. It's weird. It normally has more than a
It's
nanosecond before
private,
it
you
starts.
still should, but when it's just a normal thing, it doesn't always get an ability. But he can queue, he might actually be brought into it.
Yeah. Cliff, see if you can queue for this on advanced. Doesn't always let you do that. It normally doesn't jump us right in like this. This is weird.
Yeah, it hasn't sucked anyone in, so it might still have an opening. I forgot when I'm not supposed to shoot these ships, just ignore them.
You have to shoot the ones by the J, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Jupiter.
The Jupiter, thank you. J, Jupiter, same letter. Same word.
Different ship.
So I was doing my taxes yesterday, which is neither here nor there in a lot of things. Well, I have a guy who does my taxes because with buying a house and selling a house over the last 2 years, it's a pain in the butt. So pay people who do it for a living, besides me, and they handle it for you. So I'm going through everything, and I realized that we had sold basically 24 copies of the book last year, or maybe a little bit more, but so I'm like, okay, fine. It's an omen. You should write the next book, Mom.
Your poor head.
Well, I like writing the books. Writing is the easy
Oh no
part.
no no! I meant all the drinking.
The hard
what?
part is putting it together, because I write in little bits and pieces. And then start putting it all together, because just like with the cookbook, you can't just write down a bunch of recipes. No. There's got to be a story. There's got to be something that ties it all together.
Yeah, and it has to be Star Trek-like recipe.
Oh, no. All my recipes are definitely Star Trek recipes. Either they're in the series, they're in the game, or I have a way to pull them into it. I.e. the, for you, Pi, the Reese a la Neelix.
Oh god.
How about,
Do you burn it
colored
deliberately
spaghetti?
to make it the Nilix value?
No. So this
We
is
overspice it.
this is Pi's recipe for Reese Allemande,
Oh, okay.
which is delicious, and I make it for Christmas and holidays. But it comes off, even though there's never a rice pudding anywhere that I've found in the series, or in the books, or in the game. But
So-
there is a scene where Neelix goes or talks about picking up the rice after Tom and Blana's wedding, because why did they throw perfectly good food on the floor? That kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, so there's my story tie-in. I can make this happen. And then the deca tea loaf that I made has got a lovely backstory besides being in there. Even the hot chocolate, I made a reason for it to be in my cookbook. Of course, now I can't find those notes, but that's a different story.
Did you happen to get an email from Deca HR?
No? Why?
It was like refreshing whether like my resume still valid for them to like put it against other jobs.
How
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I just said, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm so gonna look and see if I got one. But not right now. When did you get yours?
Yesterday, actually,
Oh.
out of everything.
Oh, I
Which is
didn't.
weird, but I think it's automated thing. It just refreshes when.
But they're just so polite.
Eh.
It was
Still, the way the email is being written down, it I feel like it's apologetically just making sure I'm still up for it. And
yeah,
give
maybe.
you a link, you can update.
I'm curious if they're still looking for a global community manager.
I don't think I could do a global one.
Well, I think global in the sense of all of their games, not global in the sense of around the world.
Ah, okay, global like all the games.
Yeah.
But that's a bit less involved in particular games and more like involving in all the businesses, I suppose.
Well, I think as community manager, which is currently their weak spot because Bordicus is being as much of a community manager as we've got.
Yeah, and
Which
he's
is not
really
what
not.
they pay him for.
No.
Let's see, 47 Alpha Tango says, which book is up next? Well, my instinct is to do ground because I do ground better than I do space, but I had an interesting thought for space, which is to talk with all of you guys one-on-one and have each of you talk about your favorite builds. Each of you gets to be a chapter.
That's a cool idea. That can dive into all sorts of
Yeah, because everybody
variety
has a
that
different
is out
approach.
there. Yeah. That's a pretty cool idea, actually.
And when it comes to ground, I know some people have killer ground ones. Razul usually has some great ones. Or Hawkman, I think, has some great builds. Musin, you have got some good ground builds, right?
I have one ground build.
Okay.
But it's great.
But it's
It
great.
is,
Unfortunate.
it is a ground build that can really make you,
I like that. It is a ground build.
yeah, that can really just make you go through anything. Just anything.
Well, I have a ground
You
build
know,
that's
I
pretty
like that
versatile.
approach. It's very universal.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not entirely my own, like, design, but
I don't know how to tell you this,
I
but
made it
nobody's
my
is
own
entirely
with
their
some
own.
little changes. Most of it is well, this one's specifically for science. I would have to look at engineer and a tactical tune to see what I'd replace my specific science kit with, because I have automated adrenal hypo, which is
Yeah, there's no substitute for that.
well, there is a substitute kit that I can use on the other side, but I have to see what's available, because it just changes the build slightly. I just have to see which specific kit goes in there that is specifically tactical or specifically engineering that does a kind of same trick that I'm using this for, without like being the exact same thing.
Thing is,
Well-
you can create a build that's optimized for a specific TFO if you're going to go into it.
It has to do with what else triggers because I use the kit.
Yeah, that's the
It
thing. Is
has to
that
be
the
creative.
things that automated adrenal hypo triggers are just. I can't think of anything you could
No, but
tackle or
it's
engineer.
it's supposed to do something when Mud's time device is up,
Oh,
and like I just need to test out which kit on tactical would trigger the same effect going off, no matter what the kit itself does, right? It's all part of like how the traits and everything and the duty officer synergizes to get those cooldowns going real quick.
But that's kind of the point of the whole game. How do you make everything synergize? I don't know if anyone saw the Inverse article yesterday about the 15th anniversary. It was a nice little article, very positive. very reflective of the game in terms of it ain't easy to play, it's challenging, it's worth it, but it's not intuitive.
But yeah, on a science, I think this build has one more revival skill than it would as a tactical or an engineer. It's all about being very self-sufficient, automatically rezzing, or having, the button to res without being reset back into the map, just getting up where you are, which is very important.
I forgot there's a dreadnought at the end.
Let's see how long
I mean,
this
it used
dreadnought
to be
lasts.
when you get kicked out of the
Counting seconds.
hangar.
Yeah, he's on his way.
And there goes shields. And there it goes. Boom.
There it goes.
Once
there
the
it
shields
goes.
go
Now
down,
melted.
that's it. It got
Melted.
tasked.
And
You got tazzed.
Alpha Tango, one of the most important things, if you have it, you gotta slot Tendi for your ground duty officers. Everybody that has it should be slotting Tendi for ground. It helps on team cooldowns.
Alright, let me see if there's anything else I need to trap. Very good. Cliff, gonna send you an invitation here. We have a Jupiter Eratus coming up, I do believe.
Oh yeah.
So I had this fantasy. Once I get my camper van, I can travel around the U.S. with the pooches, and we can go to where people who play Star Trek Online live, and we can do their life story, or parts of their life story, as another book. But then I realized that's a little challenging on the doggers, so I may just go to conventions and sit down and talk with people.
I mean, in an ideal world,
Mom,
like
are you
living in a van.
van life?
I'm considering the van life. It's available. It's in the budget, and maybe. But I want to try it out for a couple of weeks first before I make a $100,000 commitment to a truck.
I've seen people who actually are doing that, like doing that in real life.
Oh yeah, I
Just
see that a lot.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do it
And-
100% because I like the dogs to be able to get out and play and have a home. But the thought would be really fun. All
It's really
right.
nice until you get down to the logistics about hygiene.
Yeah, there becomes
Well,
the
if you
Not
have a
everyone
custom,
not everyone allows you to dump that stuff.
yeah.
I went and dreamed about the van life for a long time, but in Norway it's just not supported.
Around here, because the country's
If you
so
want to
big and
live
so
in
many
the
people
car,
do
the
it, it's
state
different.
makes sure that you have to pay the same as for living in a house, so
Yes.
you don't get any sort of freedom. You're only allowed to park at certain places.
Right.
If they find you out in the public, cops will come and chase you away immediately. It's too many obstacles for something that looks so amazing.
I think it'd be great for 2 weeks out of the year, but out of that, it's the way to get to someplace. It's the way to get to the Star Trek convention. But when I get there, I want to rent a house so the dogs can play and I can take a proper bath and yada 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 yada.
that's
Yeah.
true. But overall, like the concept of having, I've seen people like they made themselves a custom truck where they actually have a full everything. They have all the media over that, and they just have figured out the logistics of the way they can
There's a
get
lot
rid of the sewage stuff and all this. That sounds like a great
So-
thing to just
Let me
wake up
interrupt
every
one
day
sec.
in a different country.
One sec.
Has
Cliff,
the
I
loadout
sent you-
system been
one
acting
sec.
worse?
One sec. Cliff, I sent you an invitation if you want to join us for Jupiter Aratus. Back to you, Mark Hawkman.
Has the loadout system been acting even more broken than usual today?
Not for me, no.
Because like when I went into that one, it changed my bridge officer setup to something I've literally never used on this ship ever.
Mine is exactly the same.
And I don't understand what the heck the loadout system was trying to do.
I don't have any issues with
I
it
haven't
today.
had a problem
No.
today. Just waiting on Cliff to see if... Cliff, come join us, come party. Please, come play with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that the van life is a thing as I get a lot older. Just because...
Bill, are you still there? Do you want to join us?
No, I'm going to hang back.
Okay. Cliff. I know Cliff has one monitor, so he might not see that he's an invitation. Which is why I'm telling him out loud, Cliff, join the party. If you need another invitation, let me know.
Okay, something bugged out for me.
Loadouts are usually weird for me, but only where DOFs and power trays are
No,
concerned. But it's been that way for me for years. Mine's been fine. I've been courtesy of Taz switching ships a lot lately.
Yeah.
Since Taz was helping me do stuff.
I was just on DS9,
Uh-huh.
and every person that I would click on and try to get their info,
Yeah.
they were all out of sync. I could
Yeah.
not get their info.
No, that was happening recently, too. That happened yesterday. I don't think it's happening today, but it was happening yesterday.
Well, it was just happening to me. But I moved maps, and I'm hoping that it fixes it.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
see
look
Zizima
at
right
what
in
it
front
did
of
with
me.
my bridge officer setup. It's like it just like shoved in random bridge officers.
No, it's still doing it.
Okay. Zizima, do you want to join us for Jupiter Aratus? I'm going to send you an invitation if you want to join us. Okay, invitation sent.
I cannot get anybody's info on ground.
That is weird.
How long do you wait until you X out?
Try swapping map instances and seeing if that changes it.
Well, if I go to space,
I'm going to
right,
go ahead and queue us.
I can get the identity of anyone.
But not on the ground.
But as soon as I go to ground, I get invalid entry.
I did get that
Oh.
yesterday
How
on
long
ground.
are you waiting until you're Xing it out?
No, I know what bug he's talking about, and when that bug is happening, there is no waiting longer. It will actually just straight up tell you that it couldn't load someone's information.
Yep. And it's doing it for each and every player character on ground that I see. It's not, you know.
When I click information on people, it takes like 2 or 3 seconds, then it fills
Mine's
the
taking under a
information
okay.
second.
page.
Well,
Even-
that's what it normally does.
Even me trying to change my outfit on ground is not working.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't have that, and I'm swapping. Like I swapped when we run Sompac.
Like I said, it's like try relogging and seeing if it's still doing that.
Yeah.
'Cause the way I've understood that one is that if it's happening to everyone, it means that your character just isn't logged in properly.
Yeah, but if I go to space, I just get information on people's ships and their bios.
Well,
and
that's
everything.
because in space you're a different character than you are on ground. It's the simplest way to explain that one. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's just how the
Let's see
game is
what's
set
going on
up.
here. Yes. Oh,
Did we
there we
queue?
go. Okay, we have Cliff with us now.
No.
So let's try that
Well,
again.
I still can't.
Thank you, Cliff.
I still can't change my own outfit or get anyone's identity on ground.
Yeah, but
We
did
will-
you try
we
to
were-
relog?
I went out from my character and went back in.
So you didn't exit the game.
Close the entire
No.
exe file and start it over. Sometimes it just
Usually
makes a
when
random
errors
connection to a
start
server.
working, you have to restart the game to get it to function.
Turn it off, turn it on again.
It's funny that it's one of the advices when they are releasing a bundle, so you have to log out and log back in again to see
Yep.
items
Yep.
that you've
Yep.
unlocked in the bundle.
At least
Which
it
is
tells
kinda
you that, hey,
ridiculous.
this might not show up, but
Same with ordering your Zen
Yeah.
and ordering or redeeming codes for giveaways.
but
from
it tells you
websites.
that right up front. This may not appear. You may need to log out and log in again. And 47 Alpha
not
Tango
true.
says maybe try a force verify if it keeps happening.
The Terrans will be here soon, finally.
Which is always a good rule of thumb.
I just recently installed this on my
Yeah?
computer. And then I went and put on-demand patching off and downloaded more files to my computer and force verified the entire install.
With
I'm not saying I think your install is corrupted. I'm just saying that your game is currently not attached right.
yeah. You know, rather than complaining
know
that you've
what?
tried that previously, you could
I'm
just
trying this on Deep Space Nine. None of you are having this issue, right?
right.
I'm gonna go to ESD and see if that.
Or you
fixes
could
my
log
issue.
out and log back in all the way out of the game
did.
and all the way back in.
I did.
And you said you just changed characters. I mean, did you actually shut down the game and restart?
After that, I logged out
Okay.
and logged back in.
All right.
So I'm gonna try going to ESD, seeing if that fixes it.
Yeah, sometimes a map can be weird
Yeah.
and buggy, maybe on the
It-
server. But
Maybe it's just DS9 that's to blame.
Exactly. Maybe
well,
it's
I'm
just
on the
you and
European
DS9.
servers, so it sometimes happens that the location feels a bit wonky, and when I swap a map, it just clogs itself. I don't know if it's a known issue or what.
Yeah, but I switched maps many times, so that was it.
I'm over Gamma.
And
Apparently
I've got
with
a
Daz.
new computer. I did so many things to fully correctly install Star Trek Online that it can't do.
When you say
Oh.
did so many things, there is like only one way of installing the game, so if you did things, you did it wrong at the beginning.
No.
You're supposed to run the
when
install
you
file,
got
and
the
that's it.
launcher installed, you can actually turn off on-demand patching.
Yes.
At
And
which
you're doing
point
that while
it-
you're installing.
No, I did that after I
So
installed.
what is all these things you're doing to install it correctly? There's only one way to install the game.
I meant the on-demand patching and then the force
So-
verifying after it downloaded all the extra files and installed those.
So what
you
you're
did
saying
a
is you
clean
installed it
install
and then you made
immediately
some
put it
modifications.
into recovery modus to try and fix something that might not have been a problem.
No, it's DS9.
It's DS9, okay.
It's DS9. Because on ESD I'm getting perfect information. I can change my outfits. It's DS9.
When we're done here, I'll go over to DS9 and see if I'm getting the same issue.
I want to see that too. I've been in DS9, but only in space today.
I haven't been to.
I don't like the ground map because I think it's a bit too crowdy.
It is. I mean, they did it on purpose, but it still is crowded for me.
I mean, I get it that they wanted to make it sense a proper scale of what it was in the show, but it feels cramped.
It's because it is
That's because
cramped.
the fact that the sets they used to this show just weren't very large.
The reason it feels crowdy is because all the NPCs that are walking around are bumping into you on the promenade section.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is what they wanted it to feel like. They wanted that tight feeling,
Yeah,
so it's
but
closer
if
to
they-
the game or to the
if-
series.
If
It's
they
just
had
detrimental to
made it-
gameplay.
If they had made it more intuitive, where that just does not happen when you're at the warehouse and ship selector, Because that little intersection there is the most crowded with players. They shouldn't have had NPCs bumping your character in there.
Yeah, well,
And like hanging around in that piece of hallway.
That's another weird thing, is that if you actually pay attention to the way NPC pathing routes work on DS9, they're not really like properly set up for this version of DS9. I'm not sure exactly what they're set up for, but you'll see them do weird things like floating up to the upper level and then walking down the hallway in the upper level and stupid stuff like that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. It is what it is. I don't think they're going to tend
Descending
to it
stairs
anytime
that don't
soon.
exist.
Anyway, so find other player in DS9. Nope, it's working for me.
And when you get a moment, Musin, try going back there and see if it's still happening. Pi says that sounds like a zone load problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, is that why I suggested simply leaving DS9 and coming back. Is if it didn't load you into the zone right, just like leaving the zone will sometimes fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had no problem in space.
Right, but that's
Again,
different.
that's a
Only
different
when I
zone.
went down to DS9 did I experience the problem.
Again, that was a different zone.
Yeah, ground maps and space maps are totally different zones,
Well,
so they have their own.
Wouldn't that fix itself when I relog the game?
Maybe.
Maybe
Would,
not.
could, but yeah.
Didn't. I mean, as somebody pointed out, if they made cars as buggy as they make computers and computer games, they'd never be allowed to sell them.
You know what?
Uh,
I'm done.
What?
Oh,
That
that
is
was
actually-
Dang!
He
Wait,
didn't even change
you
one
ever
Yeah,
time.
heard
really?
What
of
the
a
hell?
car named Lemon? Oh, well, now it
Oh, no,
works.
she didn't.
Wait, she
Yeah,
said she's done
Yeah, she
here,
said she's
and
done.
Don't go anywhere, okay?
I think it's scripted.
If you can actually spike damage her to below 1/3, she just like nopes out.
Well, she noped
Yeah,
out
if
and then
it's
she came back.
scripted.
Here she is in zone 3. That's why I thought she always appears 3 times, even if you kill her.
Yeah. I think it's fully scripted. Like,
It
it
is.
doesn't matter the damage, you could just annihilate her and she's still gonna.
Have fun now.
The thing.
You know what? I'm
There,
done.
now she's
Now
done. Now she's officially done.
Yeah.
If you admit
Officially, legitimately done.
the consequences.
Funny how it works.
That it does. Alright, I'm going to zip over to ESD and see if I'm over to DS9 and see if I'm having any issues.
Well,
I'm going to break it
won't
down.
I'm gonna go there now.
For me now.
I'm just curious. Kicking everybody from the team. Nothing personal, but I'm not going to drag y'all over there.
But yeah, it was the game, the server. I hang out on DS9 all the time.
I could make some comments about hanging out at cheap bars, but I'm not going to because that's Drazana.
Yeah, but I don't hang out at the bar. I hang out near the warehouse and the ship selectors,
Musin,
and that's
Wow,
why I'm
Mom.
like,
Musin, let me
Here-
introduce you to the concept of a joke.
No.
no, but there is a bar.
I know
so,
there's a bar.
You know,
Oh my god.
hey, years ago, I used to hang out in that
please
bar
just
every
make-
day. Because I was
Anyways,
a role player.
That tells you sentimental about Quarks, isn't it?
No, I was a role player. Quartz was one of the locations that roleplay community came together.
Oh, yeah. 47
Will
says,
do.
personally, I
Just-
prefer the smaller
DS9
DS9 since it's
one.
more accurate to the show, even if it's cramped, just because it's one of my favorite shows.
No, but
Who was the guy who
Yeah.
built the kiosk for it? Was it Tim Davies? I think it was Tim Davies. He his focus for the whole rebuild of DS9 was to get those kiosks perfect, and they actually had to expand it slightly because if they kept true to the proportions of DS9, there's no way anybody could move in there. Oh god.
Oh, well, one of the things that Taco Fangs mentioned about the current iteration of the DS9 ground map is that their research they did on how it looked in the show showed them that it doesn't actually go all the way around in the show.
No, it just was 270 degrees, I think.
Yeah, you had to
So-
infer
so
it went
there's
all the way
a
around.
A section of it that they just had to make up whole cloth to
Yeah.
fill in space.
So I'm having no problems with changing outfits or tagging others for info. So zone mode, I think, would be the correct response there. Winter. Let's put my winter clothes back on. Let's see. A lot of DS9 ground was Nick, but Nick is environmental, which means he did a lot of the structures. But the kiosks were a completely unique thing that I think they spent several months getting the little detaily things like the kiosks built correctly.
Yeah.
Well, that's just
Is that
one
an Agamus?
player in Exchange right now, but I can pull up info.
Yeah, there's people here I can tag on. So we're going to leave the show for the day with this thought from 47 Alpha Tango. If you jump off the third story of Quarks, does that make it a dive bar? Badum tish! And we are out of here, folks. Have a wonderful day, and as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Moopsy, Moopsy.
Shun the non-believer! Shun!
I guess I'm not the only one with that idea. Take care, everyone. We will not see you tonight because I'm going to try and get to class tonight. I'm going to try and switch it up for Mondays so that I don't have to miss the Tuesday morning show.
Give,
All right.
give the puppers my love.
I will do that. Take care, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.